Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 16th episode. Today I have a special guest, very special, my sister.
What's up?
Thou shall not be named, but something I want to say is that even something like this makes me super, super nervous, even though it's my sister. I don't fucking know why, but it's still every time. I'm like, even with Daniel, with you, with Lala, I'm like, okay, I gotta perform well, and here I am, and now I'm like, so...
You just gotta talk like the camera's not there. It's just me and you.
I always tell myself that, but it never works.
You just don't look at it.
Yeah, okay. Well, you are holding a mic, so it's kind of...
We are locked in.
We are locked in.
Coming live.
So, you think you're coming here to podcast with me today, but I'm actually going to use you as my therapist. Is that okay?
Word.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Cool.
Let's go.
Well, the first question is, what's your favorite Yeet song?
My favorite Yeet song? Whichever one you showed me.
Oh, shit, I don't know which one that is.
I sound so old. Whatever you showed me.
Whichever one you showed me. So you don't listen to them.
I don't.
That makes sense.
I'm so uncultured.
How old are you?
I'm 29.
29, okay.
I will be 30 soon.
We're a little bit far off, but...
Yeah.
That also begs the question, do you have any advice for me for a 25-year-old now as of next week?
25? Yeah, your birthday's coming up.
I'm 25.
Oh my God. My advice is that things are just gonna start making sense in the next couple of years. Like, this is like the year I think that things start clicking in your brain when you hit like 25 and then 26, 27, 28. Like, things just start making more sense.
Okay. Did they start making sense for you around then? Is that why you're saying that, or?
Yeah, I feel like I kind of started to like understand more about my brain around 25, and like every year that surpassed that, I just felt like I knew myself on a deeper level more and more, until like this year I'm like, yeah, I think I get how my brain works mostly.
So where does that put you now? Do you feel like you understand yourself, or you still like you're still developing?
I'm always learning. Yeah. Forever a student, forever developing, but I'm at a point where I can carry myself confidently, and I know I can say I know myself.
Yeah.
But at like 25 and before, fuck no. I didn't know who I was.
Yeah. I don't feel like I know who I am at all.
It takes time.
And I feel like it's very common, especially for my age and a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
People are like, I don't really, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know where I want to go.
Yeah.
And I've heard it from everyone that I know, including you, family, friends. But it's one of those things where it feels like there's no end to it. Even though it's obviously there probably is. There's probably an at-peace moment. No, knowing what you want.
Yeah, and I think that also what I'm realizing now, as I'm nearing 30, you're nearing 25, I'm realizing that you come to peace with the fact that things might not end up how you want, and it's okay to start over, you know?
Look at the cute-ass little trucks.
I know, I want to drive one. That could be us.
So you trying to sneak up on me?
That could be us Tokyo drifting the tiny trucks.
Oh, what do you think of the podcast name? I changed it like 2 or 3 times.
What did it start? It started as
the Off-Air podcast.
Off-Air?
Because that was kind of like a branded thing between me and Caden.
Yeah.
And then he kind of dipped his way out, and then I changed it to Ben's podcast, and I'm like, that's really hard to look up. So now it's just Chill Out Ben, because that's really memorable for me.
I mean, wasn't Chill Out Ben one of your Instagram handles for a little bit?
Yeah, it was my personal. Yeah,
I like it because it reminds me of Dad. Bye, chicken truck.
Little tiny trucks behind the camera.
me.
Yeah, it reminds me of Dad, but yeah. It's really memorable for me, so I just wanted some feedback on it. Is it good, or do you think?
I like it because, one, it reminds me of Dad, and 2, it gives me like the vibe that it's like chill, like hangout time with Ben, which is kind of what a podcast is, you know?
Yeah.
We're hanging out.
Yeah.
Yapping.
Speaking of that, part of me feels like I need to have organization. When I start the podcast, I need like a full breakdown of all the latest news in the first week or the week of the recording, and I think that's why I get so stressed about this, because like I have nothing planned.
Yeah.
Because I don't like just talking about nonsense. but realistically, I'm like setting this high expectation of myself. I can't find every single news article, and I can't have an opinion on everything. But
you know what might help? As you're going through the day and you hear people talk about something in the world, open a note in your phone and write it down. If someone's like, oh my God, did you hear about blah, blah, blah? Write it down. Oh my God, this new song sucks. Write it down.
I've done that a couple times. Jesus Christ. But stuff like, it's very hard because I can gain some like news and be like, okay, you know, the president is adding tariffs. Why the fuck do I care about that? I don't want to talk about that.
That's true.
And then stuff like that happens all the time. So
that's true.
I end up just going towards the self-help because it's just stuff I wish people would talk to me about.
Yeah.
And stuff I feel like I need, like therapy. It's like I need this all the time, and I guess this is my way of doing that.
I think whatever you're drawn to, you need to listen to that because that's your calling. It won't stop calling.
Yeah. Oh. Until I hang up.
Okay, bye. Think.
Yeah. Couple more questions. I got like 20 questions actually.
We're playing 20 questions.
But favorite eat song? She didn't say anything.
I'm lame. I know.
Do you think I should interview people? Because this is actually a genuine question. Because when I had Daniel on, I had 2 or 3 people telling me it sounds like you're just interviewing him. You sound better when you had Caden on because you feel like a happier, funnier version of yourself. I'm like, well, when I have people on, it's hard not to interview them. Because like, you know, your first instinct is like, so, who are you? What do you do? What's your favorite thing? What makes you motivated in life? I'm like, I feel like interviewing is part of a podcast if you have a second person, right?
And even if you're just hanging out with friends, sometimes that's like how you're talking to each other. You're asking questions. And like, I don't know, maybe
they're thinking it's one-sided.
Yeah, maybe that might be it. Maybe it should be like more of like, just forget the camera's there. It's like a friend hangout, you know? But also, again, listen to what you like the most, because then you'll feel better and you'll present yourself better if it's something you're excited about. If you're like, yeah, I want this to be like interview style, and we're both asking each other questions, then stick to that, like, you know? Yeah,
because I don't think of it more as an interview, but maybe that'll make me feel better. What if I face towards you and not towards the camera?
Yeah, maybe.
That's a lot better because I can't see the camera if I'm doing this.
Fuck y'all, you gotta watch.
Y'all. You gotta watch and listen. Watch and listen.
Watch and learn.
But yeah, so you just think that I'll start understanding things as I get older the next couple of years? Because I feel like I have a career now, right? It pays pretty well, but I still don't feel like that's what I want, and I still don't feel like I know what I want. Because this is cool. If this paid millions of dollars, I would do it. But I still don't feel like this is what I want. Yeah, so. And
I think that as you're doing things, you're going to learn more about yourself and the vision will become clearer. But I also think the older you get, the more you realize that sometimes life is just about letting things flow. When the next opportunity presents itself that's good for you, you need to not hold so tightly onto your expectations that you're making yourself miserable. I think that's been the hardest thing for me, is letting go of control of how I thought my life should be. If this career you're in, something else better pops up, you need to not sit in fear, and you need to be able to accept the next opportunity that flows to you in 5 years, you know? And like, don't get stuck on one idea just because it's what you know.
I get very stuck on one idea. That's, I've always been taught in my head and by Dad that just if you take one thing and do that 100%. And I feel like that's a good idea, but I want to be a dude that can do everything. I want to be able to work on all my own cars. I want to be able to do the paint, change the suspension by myself. I want to work on the electrical. I want to be able to work on my own bicycle if I buy a bicycle, or work on my own house if I have a house. I don't want to succumb myself to just one niche, and I think that's why every day I tell myself, you need to focus on one thing. You need one career, and you need one hobby, just a podcast or just photography. You can't do both. You can't do videography and photography. They're 2 different ballparks. So I think that's why I'm like hesitating so much, even at 25 now.
Yeah.
So
I think there's some truth to that. I think it takes a certain amount of hours to get good at anything, but say like I don't know. I guess I'm thinking less in terms of like creative pursuits, because that's a little different. You know, it's going to take you like 3 to 5 years to really get proficient in something, you know, but as for like standard careers, there's some truth to staying in something for years. But again, if that something is not suiting your future goals and you're like, this isn't authentic to what I need to be doing, I feel like I could be better suited in a different career path. You like listening to that could be a good thing, you know?
Okay. Yeah. I value Dad's advice a lot. So.
I do too. And it's like I hear it every time I think about work stuff, you know, because I respect the hell out of his process and where he got to, you know. Like, he's a hard worker.
But he's also a harsh lover. Like, have you heard me talk about him a little bit, maybe, if you've listened to the other podcast?
Yeah.
But his harsh love, I've translated to my friendships and when I meet people, and half the time, it makes enemies. But the other times, it makes like really good friendships, because people like I don't want to make it sound like I'm a bully, but I'll bully my way into a friendship, and I'll tell someone, I'm like, oh, that's kind of silly, that's kind of dumb, and it makes me stick out because no one tells them that. They're like, oh, you're doing so great, even if they're, you know, doing ass, or, you know, what they said was funny, even though it was really rude, and kind of, you know, so I'll call people out, and I'll play jokes with them, and I'll like jab at them a little bit. And I always use the humor as like a little bit of a jab, a little bit of this, and then that's when they slowly start to butter up to me, and they're like, okay, I can be vulnerable around this person because he's being vulnerable around me. I
think that people sense authenticity, and they sense when someone's being real, and not everyone will appreciate that, but the people that do will stick around. But I think that's the other thing I've learned about getting older, is that the ways that I feel that I needed to be authentic when I was 25 are different now, because I feel like I'm too harsh.
Yeah.
And I feel like the older I get, the more I realize I need to soften my approach to people. And I'm a little rough around the edges, you know? Yeah. Like, sometimes I'm a fucking asshole, and I need to be a little, like, calmer, you know?
I still feel that way. A lot of times where I'm like, I'm using my harshness, and people like going along with the joke, and I'm like, making jokes to them, and then sometimes I go too far, and I'm like, wow, I stepped the line, and now it's no longer a solid relationship. They're like,
now you feel bad,
calling me out, and I'm like, oh, maybe I am the asshole kind of situation.
Well, there's sometimes you are. I've had plenty of times where I'm like, I need to dial it down a notch. Like, I'm a little bit intense, you know, and I'm like, oh, I'm just being myself, but I'm also like, wait, maybe I'm a little autistic because I don't understand these social norms.
yeah, that's definitely what it is, because I find myself just being so rude, and I'm like, I have to step back and be like, I know it doesn't gain me anything, but if I'm just nice right now, and I give them some space, and I try to respect them, then I'll be fine, right?
You got a touch of the tism.
Yeah, slap of the tism.
A little bit.
Do you have any questions for me? Because I have plenty of therapy questions. Therapy questions.
Okay, mine are not very...
It can be anything. That's just...
They're not very deep. They're random. Actually, some are deep. Since you're turning 25 soon, I was wondering, what do you feel is the biggest mindset change this year for you personally?
That I can do or I've done?
That you have done, that you feel has changed?
Just this year, or let's say in the past year? What's the word? I'm looking for the specific word.
Words.
The word is unconditional. Being unconditional, because you can be very homebody and be like, I always want to be by myself. I'm going to focus on myself. That means I'm kind of going to be an asshole to people. If they treat me like shit, I'm going to treat them like shit back, and go hiking by myself. I'm going to go watch a movie by myself. I'm going to eat by myself and hope that people feel pity for me. And that's the way I've lived my life the last 2 years, trying to be a more developed version of myself. But now I'm realizing that you have to get people to like you, and that'll make you feel better about yourself. Not just make them feel better, but being unconditional. If someone treats you like garbage, as long as it's not life-altering, like if they...
Just still being kind, you mean?
If they, like if you make plans with someone, and the last 30 minutes they go, hey man, something came up, or I forgot about today, can we push it off another hour, or hey, can we reschedule for 2 weeks? Every version of me has always been like, just, oh, you're wasting my time, you suck, and trying to be the guy that's just like, that's completely okay, I get it. It's a little annoying, but I mean, shit happens, you know? There's always going to be another day, and I don't gain anything from trying to make you pay for what you did, you know? And that, it takes so much ego, because there's no gain for me there.
Yeah, just learning to let go a little bit.
And I've learned that if someone repeats the process like 2 or 3 times, you just let them go. You let them go. If someone wants to be that way, you can just let them be.
And I think it's important to recognize that, because I do the same thing you do, honestly, when it comes to isolating and stuff. And I think it's important to remember that that's protecting your peace, right?
Yeah. That
it's important to recognize that you can protect your peace in a way that's not spiteful towards other people.
Yeah, spiteful is a really good word.
Yeah.
That's a lot of how I react. So I'm like, ooh, man, I always assume what people are thinking when they do something. Like if someone kind of inconveniences me at work, or they inconvenience me in real life, or they make a plan over me, or they plan to come a little late, I'm like, they're plotting this, they're doing it in spite of me, and it's really not that deep, because I've done the same thing. I showed up a little late because I was lazy that day. I've been really lazy on myself in the last few months.
So you've decided to take things less personal, and it's helped you a lot.
It's helped me a lot.
Yeah.
And they're flying a plane out there, a little paper airplane thing. I don't think it's paper, but that's sick as shit.
I see a duck.
Drone. That's a drone. I see a metal duck. That's really sick.
There's a real duck. Yeah.
Dude, that's so cool. We got like 10 more minutes until we got more rain, so we're probably gonna sit through a little bit of the rain and then dip. But we're already like 15 minutes in. You can ask me anything else. But
okay, let's see. I have so many random ones.
That's okay. I'm here for anything. Dude, if I had a wagon, I would have us just sit in the wagon and have the camera covered outside of. That would be so sick.
That would be cool. Okay, this is totally random, but I was curious. If you could swap your current car out with any car right now, what would it be?
E92 M3.
Word.
So that black BMW I shot recently, I don't know if you've seen that one.
I did.
I used to want the sedan version of that because they make that exact car with 4 doors. And now I'm starting to like the coupe version because I'm starting to like coupes again.
Oh my goodness.
And they sound so good. Big old V8, super loud.
Yo, V8,
America. Wait, well, it's German. But wow, the clouds are moving fast.
They really are. Winter's coming.
Oh, dude. The weather in Oregon really just
it's volatile.
Not consistent. Yeah, it really is volatile.
Let's see. What's your least favorite car currently? Rapid fire, go. Don't even think about it.
G35.
Okay.
Ugly, sounds bad, unreliable, bad interior. All the people that own them are not very good people. Anyways.
I've never seen an Infiniti I liked yet.
Yeah.
I see them at the track drifting all the time, and I'm like, why?
If you're going to get one that sounds like that, you might as well just get a 350C because those are actually good for drifting.
Right? I'm like, why? Why did you half-ass this drift car?
I know, dude. And also, they're tweaker cars now. Homeless people have those cars now.
I believe it.
That's just crazy.
I hate them. Every time I see one on the freeway, I'm like, I haven't seen one yet that's changed my mind. I usually have this rule, like, if I hate on a car, there's at least one that can probably change my mind, and I haven't seen one with that, the Infinitis yet. Yeah. I'm still a hater. Certified hater.
I've seen a couple that have good fitment when they put really big wheels on them, but even then, I'm like, it's still an Infiniti.
Yeah, you're like,
Anyways.
What would be your death row meal?
Shit, I don't think there is one. Watermelon. The Trader Joe's truffles that come in the little pyramid things. They're like not pyramid, but they're like a little rectangle. Best chocolates I've ever had.
Oddly specific.
Very specific, but that flavor of chocolate is so good.
I don't remember that.
And then a crepe. Actually, from a local food place over here, it's called the Flavor Spot.
Okay.
And they have these crepes. You can get almost anything in them, chicken and waffles, or you can get like just a crepe with Nutella, whipped cream, and strawberries. It's literally the best thing I've ever had, and they're like $9.
That sounds so good.
I would get that and then put some peanut butter in it so it could choke me before I get my death row meal. So it takes me out before the injection does.
You're getting euthanized,
And I'm
you're like, like, any last words? And you're like,
there's just peanut butter all over my face.
That's so terrible. Oh, it's a good response.
I'm just gonna keep monitoring the weather. You can keep talking.
Well, let's see. What is one thing about you that people might not expect? Interesting fact. Number 1.
I want to say that I'm a soft person because when people meet me and only know me as an acquaintance, I'm just a joker, a very sarcastic joker, and I sound like I hate the world, and you know, like I'm the personality of a resting bitch face. But when people get to know me, I'm just a soft person that just wants friends, and I think that
I'm very wants love.
I'm very pick me. When people get to know me, I'm like, please hang out with me. Please don't leave me. Please. Do you have time for me today?
You're a pick me bitch.
Yeah. I'm a pick me bitch.
He's like, I'm rough around the edges, but on the inside, I'm soft and gooey, and I want love.
Dude, like a Ferrero Rocher.
You're crunchy on the outside and soft on the inside.
But Caden knows that pretty well because he's just so focused on school, and I'm always like, every week I'm like, so what are you doing? He goes, sorry buddy, I can't hang. I'm like, fuck.
You're like, please
it's every day.
Me.
I'm like, so what are you doing? He goes, think I'm busy. I'm like, fuck. And I'm just like, I'm like the needy girlfriend now. I'm like, so what are you doing today?
You're like, please love me.
Yeah,
please.
That's how it feels all the time.
Yeah. You know what's funny? That feeling of like needing people like that, the older I've gotten, the less I feel that about people. It's
what feeling?
Like, please hang out with me, please, like with anyone. I don't know if that's healthy for me.
Because you'd rather be alone? Or
I just really enjoy my own company, and I don't really feel like I genuinely need anyone. And I don't know precisely why that happened for me, but I used to really feel like I needed people to like level out. And even in the last like just year alone, it's like that got deleted from my brain. Like I don't really feel like I need anyone to be level and sustained and emotionally like okay, you know?
Do you think that's normal for people when they get to your age? Because you've noticed like when people get in relationships, especially at that age, they stop hanging out with their friends and they just hang out with their significant other. Do you think that's why?
You know what? It's funny you say that because I felt this way before I got into a relationship. It has nothing to do with that. The mindset shift was about a year before I met him. That entire last year, I felt that same way where I was like, you know what? I feel like a self-sustaining island. I don't really need anyone. And I don't know if that's healthy. I don't know if I'm just really introverted or what.
I'm going to check the settings.
Yeah, I don't know if that's changed in the last year because of circumstances, or if it's an age thing, or if I'm just really introverted and kind of have always been that way, and I'm just like accepting that about myself again, you know?
Yeah.
Because I think I've always forced things that weren't really me, and now that I'm almost 30, I don't really care to force things that aren't authentic to me anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Is that the train?
I think it is.
Oh, hell no. I hear the rumbling.
Yeah, that makes me nervous every time. You got more questions?
There ain't no love in Oklahoma. Just
yeah, I wish there was a way for me to tell.
Black train.
It's coming, but
that sounds like it's way the fuck over there.
It might be the bridge too, because of
random, because I'm feeling nostalgic, and I was just remembering this old photo of you when we were kids, where you were really little and so chunky, and you had your head in your hands, and then you had cars next to you, like toy cars lined up all next to you, and I wish I could find the photo, but it made me wonder, what is your favorite childhood memory that you could think of at the current moment?
Oh shit.
I know there's a lot.
There's a lot that went on when I was a kid.
But a positive one.
My favorite one? Not super specific, but every time I went hiking with Dad, we'd go to Multnomah and pretty much every hike along the Columbia Gorge. And back then, it took him some work to get me out of the house, but now I would kill just to go.
Yeah, right?
So isn't that crazy? There was so much peace during those days. I remember we'd go out, we'd have the trail mix with us. He'd always pack bars, and then afterwards we'd always get Dairy Queen or something.
Oh, those are the good old days.
Something.
Or Taco Bell.
Yeah. I always remember when he had 12 tacos. Yeah. And I thought that was for all of us. It was just for him.
Nope, just for him. He's a big hungry man.
Yeah, but that was my favorite. What was your favorite?
Oh man, you know what's funny is I feel like I'm realizing with both you and I is the stuff that like Dad used to do with us, we've kind of taken on as adults as like our personality or like a comfort thing, because it like makes us think of the good old days, you know, which I think is it's wholesome. Honestly,
really is.
My favorite childhood memory though, I feel like I've blocked out or forgotten most of my childhood, so it just comes randomly. I'll get like random memories. You know what I had a random memory of the other day? Came out of nowhere. I was at work typing on the computer, and out of nowhere, like an intrusive thought, the bell of the opening, when you open Payless shoes, the doo-doo-doo, I just remembered it out of nowhere. And I was like, oh my God.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
We used to go to Payless so much.
Yeah.
Just that sound when you open the door. And
we were broke as hell.
We're shopping at Payless. We broke as hell. Oh no, it's raining. Can we both fit in the trunk?
I don't think we can.
I don't care about the rain.
I don't mind the rain either. I don't know why my brain thought we could both fit our full bodies in the trunk. That's really not gonna happen, but I can sit here on the edge.
Close enough. Let's see. What's your favorite car of the hour? I know it changes all the time.
The one I think about a lot. I don't know. There's so many. Right now, the only one I can think of is an M4 because I used to hate on them, and I still kind of do. But one of my buddies has a blue one. One of my acquaintances, I'm not that close with him yet. And I really like his, and he made it sound not like ass, so I want one. And I think I want so many cars, I just want to slam it and put wheels on it, and then but I feel that way about like 100 or 200 different cars.
I know, that's why I said of the hour, because I know it's going to change.
It's going to change, yeah.
Is it like the newer kind of M4 with like the squarish kind of grill?
No. But I also, actually, I take it back. Another acquaintance, I hosted a pop-up meet yesterday. Also, I'm very happy about how that turned out.
Oh, yeah?
I hosted, if you don't know what a pop-up meet, it's basically just a meet that happens same day or the day after. You're like, hey, all these cars meet in one parking lot, which is totally fucking lame. That's such a loser thing to do. But I hosted one like a month ago, and like 10 people showed up because I think it's because the location was bad. And then this one, like 30 people showed up, and there was a bunch of BMWs and a bunch of this Lambo, which is a dude, Donald, I met previously. He's always just been super nice, down to earth. And I think I've started to like Huracans a lot more now.
Yeah.
His is a Performante, which if you don't know, that's a higher trim model. It's like 2 trim models above.
What did you say? Performante?
Performante. So it's like saying performance, but it's specific.
Italian.
It's an Italian word. I don't remember what the Italian word means, but it's basically lighter, has more forged carbon to make it lighter, and then has a wing.
What color was it?
So it's more downforce. It was green.
Green. Okay.
But yeah, he also apparently twin turboed it. So I think he's probably pushing 1,000. Usually they do when they have twin turbos, usually 1,000 horsepower. But
that's dope.
I used to just think they're kind of basic because you see them all the time on Instagram, but I really like it. I'm not a fan of the neon green.
Is that the one that converted you?
No, but every time I see a nice car like that in person, it makes me appreciate them more.
You're like, okay, maybe.
Maybe I do like it.
Maybe I could daily this.
Maybe I could.
Did you see the one guy with the purple one on Instagram that dailies his, and his bumper came off on the freeway?
Oh, no.
He went through a puddle and his bumper came off.
Oh no, I know that guy.
Yeah.
That's his name is Steven.
He's a legend for dailying.
I don't think he daily sit, but that guy makes a lot of money.
Good for him. Love that for him.
What's your favorite car of the hour? I know you like so many different things.
Oh my goodness.
I will say, off the rip, I'm gonna be really rude to you right now. She has shit taste in cars.
You know what?
She always chooses the ugly and unreliable ones.
Okay, I don't know anything about cars, so I'm going purely based off of looks for one, and two, cars are subjective and very personal. So
that's so true.
You could like a certain car, and I could think it's fuck ugly, and vice versa. But you know what? I really didn't like BMWs very much until you got this one, and I do like this one.
They're fun. I didn't either, but
I think, what is my current favorite car? I have an album in my phone for favorite cars because I can never remember when anyone asks me this. Currently, what am I into at the moment? I don't know what this is, but
it's an E36.
So I've been really into E30s, and then I like that it's a screenshot.
Oh, sorry.
You see how it has the battle eye on it? It has the hole for the intake.
It has
turbo intake. I don't know why.
It does look sick.
I'm obsessed with it.
This phone is a lot more grippy than my phone. Mine like whoop, 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 every time I try to hold it.
Yeah, my favorite one of the hour is a E36 with a battle eye.
They are sick. It's hard to find one that's not clapped, kind of like the S chassis cars you really like.
100%.
They're super hard to find not clapped, but
they're either ran through or pristine, and there's no in between.
That's so sad.
It is. Also, yeah, E30s, I've been seeing a lot of them more lately. I saw 2 at the track drifting. One was really clean. One was beat to shit, like Mad Max the fuck out. But I've been really into the E30s lately. They're fun.
That's why Final Bout is kind of cool. I don't know. You're not going to that one.
I can't go.
Okay,
I'm working.
So Final Bout, I'm pretty sure it's the same one. The purpose is to be able to perform super well on the track, and you get points based off that, and it also has to look good when you park it afterwards. And I think that is such a cool rule because people that just bring their shit cars with every different panel, different color because they crashed it so many times.
Yeah.
I understand why, but
it's the nature of the
shows that you
business.
care and that you try to maintain.
And that you're a good driver. Yeah, I want to go to Final Bout because every time I see posts from there, the cars are all beautiful.
It's great, but it's like 5 hours from us, so
I know.
It's understandable if you can't.
Maybe next year I'll go.
Yeah, taking photos there was so fun. I really wish I could go with a better camera.
I'm gonna have a heart attack from all the nice cars.
Hey.
Oh, it's starting to pour.
I will say rain sounds a lot worse than wind on camera.
Does it?
Yeah.
And this concludes our podcast. Thanks for tuning in to Chill Out with Ben.
Yeah, I mean, do you have a couple more questions for me before I... I'm not worried about it.
You need one for me, too.
Let's
see. I'll do one more, and you do one more. What is one cool thing you plan to do this year?
I plan to fly out to Georgia again, and I also plan to drive to Smith Rock. Those are my 2 only. Jesus Christ, dude!
Oh, hell yeah. Is it hailing?
2 questions.
Okay.
We can move this in the car really quick. What's something big that you're doing this year?
Something big that I'm gonna do this year?
It's getting louder.
God damn it. I'm gonna manage the social media for a doctor. I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited about that. And I'm gonna teach a doctor how to use social media. I'm pretty proud of that. And I'm getting paid to do social media.
That's pretty huge.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big connection to have.
Pretty proud of that.
My question is, do you think I could be a rapper?
Yeah.
Why do you think so?
Because it's fun.
Because it's fun? And do you think that do you think I have the aura for that?
You got swag.
I got the swag for it?
You got the swag.
I feel like I have the asshole aura that people have to be a rapper.
Yeah.
Look how many questions I had written down.
Holy shit, dude.
I'm just going to choose a random one because I didn't choose one. In 3 words, how would you sum up your emotional condition right now?
My emotional condition?
3 words.
3 words? Tired, stable, and content.
Content. I do not think I can relate.
You know, sometimes nothing's okay, but that's fine.
Oh, everything's fine.
It's fine. Everything's on fire, but we're good. We're good. We're zen.
I'm gonna see if I can. No, I can't take it off. Well, thank you for being on the podcast. Thank you so much. I'm sorry that it got fucking rainy in the last second, but you can't control the weather. As much as I like to, you can't control the weather. Depending on the feedback I get back on this, maybe you'll be back on.
I would love that. It's been a pleasure. Grady, you better be on this podcast. I know you're listening.
He's busy. He's always busy. He's got a job. But yeah, thank you for coming on. Fine. I'm just messing with it. Okay, bye.
Bye. I'm on that HD flat. That beat go boom, boom, bap.